How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm partly uncomfortable, but kind of comes with the territory, I guess.
So can you tell us what your favorite Christmas memory is?
My favorite Christmas memory was I got up one morning. We lived at 205 Richard Street in Kennett, Missouri. It was the second house that I grew up in, and it was a very short hallway. But I ran down the hallway and I grew up in Kennett, Missouri, by the way, and I ran down the hallway and there was this New York Jets complete miniature football outfit underneath the tree. Now that's very random because, like I said, I grew up in Kennett, Missouri, so it has nothing to do. I have no clue. It must have been on sale and my parents decided to get it, but we had zero ties to the New York Jets, and I've always randomly wondered why in the world did they pick the New York Jets. At the time we had the St. Louis Cardinals were still in St. Louis and it had not moved to Arizona, so they could have gotten that. Dallas Cowboys, maybe that's pretty close, but New York Jets, random. But I was so excited. I was fired up, and probably until I started playing football in the 8th grade, I was still trying to squeeze that little bitty helmet on my head.
And to your far right was Stephen. If my calculations are right, your life will have changed a whole lot by this Christmas. Any idea what Christmas is going to be like at your house?
Well, we spent about $75 in Nordstrom this morning on clothes entirely too small for either my wife or me to wear. Yeah, it's going to be, it will be the best Christmas that, I think my wife or I have ever had. It's been a long time in the making, but we're extremely excited and ready to see what God has in store for us. Hopefully they look like their mama and not like me.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
So we were looking at red carpet fashions, and there were quite a few pregnant ladies on the red carpet for the CMAs, and your wife, Jana Kramer, Shauna, Holly Williams. So is there like a group of like couples that are sort of like talking to each other and like getting each other advice at this point?
Speaking for my wife and I, we had no idea that any of those people were, I guess, trying to. I think, in our case, it was just the good Lord's timing, and I guess it just happened to be when several other people were practicing themselves. But I assure you, we didn't all get together one night and say, "Hey, tonight's the night."
But anyway, I don't know how it's possible. I mean, you had a media day a couple of months ago, and it didn't come up, I guess. It was a total, you mentioned, you tweeted, I have a surprise that on my arm that I'm going to be bringing to the CMA red carpet. But anyway, what other things can you tell us about this upcoming Bundle of Joy? Boy, girl, name, any of that kind of thing?
There's a boy and a girl. I will not reveal the names. Only because we are not completely sure on those. I'm sure as far as I'm concerned, but the wife makes the rules. So, it was just a long time, in the making. We wanted this and worked really hard for this for a long time. Thus, keeping it somewhat of a secret. Just with twins, anytime it's a bit of a high risk, and so the last thing we wanted was to have some big fancy press release and then something unfortunate happen and have to go back and revisit it. So we wanted to wait as long as possible, and just for the sake of the babies and for the sake of my wife, and by no means did we have some grand plan and say, we're lucky the CMAs are coming up, this is going to be great publicity. It just kind of worked out that way. Trust me, as long as we have been working at this, we weren't that good at the timing aspect of it, I assure you.
I'm sure you've been putting the headphones over the bump and playing some nice music. I'm just wondering, what would your favorite Christmas album that you'll play to the two babies inside at the moment?
This song that I'm singing tonight, I've listened to about 4,300 times. So right now it's my favorite. this Christmas, the Donny Hathaway version, just because I'm so paranoid I'm going to mess up. I've been listening to it so much. That was a joke. No one laughed. I've only listened to it about 43 times today. But you know, I'm a sucker for the old time song. I mean, after what LeAnn Rimes just did on stage, that may be my new favorite. That was pretty incredible. But I'm a sucker for the old timey ones. You know, Bing Crosby. You know, it's just anything old fashioned. You know, I'm getting up there in age, so I'm a sucker for the old timers.